This video is sponsored by Restream. Why livestream to audiences faster? Update what game you're tagging across every platform you've connected to Restream.io, all in one fell swoop. I'm going to show your tagging using the Update Titles tab right here at the top. Once you click the Update Titles tab, you have a couple options on how to update the game you're tagging.
Yo, and yeah, I'll show you something cool, man. Just you wait. I'll show you something cool. I'm still getting my head, wrapping my heads around this. Like, how do you actually update titles separately?
To glow a couple tab, change the game.
How do I actually change the titles and the game? And that's very confusing for me, bro. Peak. Restream dashboard. I think there's a way that you can do it from the restream thingy also. Like this guy says it, but how do I reach this point in the? I don't get this one. This you can't see my cursor, but I don't get this option in my restream home. Go to restream dashboard. Fuck is that, bro? How do go there, man? Should I just type dashboard? It'll work. It takes me to home. Go connect to OBS, yeah. Update titles. Game, just chatting. My seat works, bro. Nice. Okay. Okay, I get it. I get you, man. Okay, so I was showing you something. Look at this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Main cam's too big, man. What the heck? Okay. So this is Llama 3 8-bit. Okay. Yeah. So it's a large language module, okay, just like GPT-3, 4. Yeah. How strong is Hanuman? See, you do see the response speed, right? It responded this fast, like it didn't load like GPT 3.5 that is available. You know why? You know why? Because it's running locally. It's running locally and completely off the GPU. Yeah, I'm saying this like it's something very profound, but it is not. But it's kind of insane that the performance of this, like this bit is quantization. The smaller the number of bits, the later is the smaller the size of the data set. They're like 400 bit model of Llama 3 also. Yeah, but this 8-bit one, it's pretty fucking good. Super fucking good. It's like 8 GBs. And it takes like, I don't know, man, like 11 GBs out of my GPU's VRAM. Pog, the performance is outstanding. Like, if you want to do something GPT 3.5 related, you probably are better off doing stuff from this instead. I learned a few cool tricks. I was skilling up with AI. Cool fucking tricks, man.
Update what game you're tagging across every platform you've connected to restream.io, all in one fell swoop or individually. I'm going to show you how to do it in this tutorial. It doesn't matter if they're toggled on like this or toggled
Crazy, it's crazy, man. No, not really, but it's pretty interesting. Yeah, like there are a few things like this Claude Opus. Like this shit is also crazy, man. It's using Sonnet, which is the earlier one, but it's crazy, man. Like you can see this. Like this is Cider. It just fucking uses like any bot that you prefer it to be. You can use Anthropic's Claude, you can use fucking ChatGPT 3.5, and you can click here and just click summarize the fucking video, bro. And it summarizes the video in a text so that you don't have to go through a fucking 20 minutes long video. You can just read the whole fucking video in like 30 seconds. Then you're done. Very important for a person like me who fucking watches a lot of video and reads stuff all the time. Quickly. Now we can do it quickly. Like, sucks to be the person that hates to read, but yeah.
Off like that, you can still change the game that you're tagging using the Update Titles tab right here at the top. Once you click the Update Titles tab, you have a couple options on how to update the game you're tagging. To globally change the game you're tagging across every single platform all at once, click this gaming content button right here, and then you can select the game from the Stream Game pull-down menu here. Now, please note, this pull-down menu has a limited selection of games, only the ones that were like common across all platforms.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the interesting thing is that even though I'm just streaming on YouTube and Twitch, this particular option doesn't work for Genshin Impact.
So it's going to be limited to like 100 of the most popular games streamed across all platforms. So let's say I was streaming Apex Legends. I'll just select that. And if your game is on this list, you can click Update All, and it will update it automatically across everything. Boom, just like that. It's pretty sick. Through the API, individually update your game or category on Twitch or any other platform.
You can do that. You can do it from the this dashboard.
You click the edit button next to that platform.
This is like 3 years old
Twitch
video. Everything has been updated, man.
A3 MATX, and I'm going to spoil this video from the jump. This is a slam dunk from Leon Lee and Dan Case. This case is awesome, but I'm going to show you what's awesome about it. So let's do our usual thing. We'll do a build, we'll test the thermals, and then I'll let you know if it's worth your hard-earned money. Spoiler alert, it's definitely worth your hard-earned money. Let's start off with side panel removal on the A3. To remove the side panel, there's a little tab on the edge of the panel, and you can use your thumb and you pull that towards you, you can lift the panel away from the case. The rear panel is the same deal, and there's a little tab and you can use your finger in there and use your thumb and then pull it towards you and lift that side panel away from the case. To remove the top panel, there's 2 thumb screws. Loosen them up with your thumbs because they're called thumb screws for a reason. And then what you want to do is slide that panel towards you or pull back on it. And then you can lift that panel away.
Doesn't fucking work here, bro. Probably in the fucking YouTube chat.
From the case. To remove the front panel, the top.
But seriously, man, this is crazy. The few things that I learned yesterday, yeah, they were pretty good, man. They were pretty good, man. You can fucking code without actually being a coder. Pog, man. Definitely the thing that is actually worth for a person like me.
Top panel needs to be taken off first. There's no way around it. What you want to do is put your fingers in these little notches and then pull the top of the panel towards you. And
dog time to learn coding. Yeah, it's high time. I tried once. I failed because I ran away. But this time I won't. This time I'll stick. Even if it's too difficult for me, I'll stick.
Then you can.
I mean, some sort of coding is always helpful. But yeah, it should be contextual. It can't be like learn anything. It has to be contextual in the sense that, okay, yeah, I need to automate a lot of work with AI. Yeah, for a lot of people, for my colleagues and stuff. Need to fucking up their skills, if you know what I mean, yeah? So yeah, coding in that sense would be helpful. Just learning Python out of the blue won't fucking help me. It has to be contextual.
Lift that away from the case. I reckon the front panel in the A3 can almost be camouflaged with our wall. Next, we want to remove the side fan bracket, and there's 2 screws that hold this in. Once you remove those screws...
And I'm going to buy this case next time around. Very cheap, $70. That's like 6,000 rupees, man. Paw case, only slightly bigger. Okay, quite a bit bigger than the case that I have. 8 liters bigger. But still pretty fucking good. Like, seriously.
You can pull that panel away from the top and then lift it away from the case. There's also an included dust filter on the bottom of the case. It's very easy to remove. Just put your finger in the little notch and pull it away from the case. As you can see, it's not a very interesting dust filter, but it is there just in case you wanted it. For storage support, this is where the A3 begins to get interesting. And 2.5 functions to mount storage support. In here, in fact, it lives on the side panel when you pull it out of the box. Well, let's show you one of the other tricks that this case can do. And I'm going to show you this again. There's 3 more heights you can put your drives in. So at this location, you can put it in the top. When you build, but we're not done with storage yet, because on the bottom of the case, on the inside, depending on the layout that you have, you can do a 3.5-inch spinning rush drive or another single 2.5-inch SSD. Much like the SSD bracket, there's quite a bit of compatibility with your power supplies as well. So first of all, you'll notice you've got this power supply bracket that comes with the case. Typically, it's installed at the front, and you've got 4 different height locations on the front of the case, much like you did with the SSD bracket. What this means is we can move it to a whole bunch of different spots, and there's a lot of different considerations for heights in terms of the power supply. This will support SFX, SFXL, and ATX power supplies with a maximum ATX power supply length of 140 millimeters. All this means is this will limit your GPU compatibility, which I'll come back to in a moment. And when we mount it on the side, there are other considerations to do with cooling as well, which will also mount the power supply much like the SSD, but there's lots of other considerations. The A3 does other typical small form factor case things, like it has an extension cable for the power supply, and it's got a bunch of clips you can use to route cables above the top of your motherboard, and this will hold that cable into place. You can also use that for EPS power as well. And much like what we see on other small form factor-ish cases, there's an external power connector that plugs into the extension cable on the inside of your case. Fan and radiator support is where the A3 really shines. First, 60mm radiator here, or 3 120mm fans, or 2 140mm fans, or a 280mm radiator. You get the idea. However, if you want to front mount your power supply, you're limiting that to a maximum of a 280mm radiator, or 2 140mm fans, or a 240mm radiator, or 2 120mm fans. The top's got a lot of different into account. Is the thick 103. There's a lot of information to digest here. just let you know your system's up and running, and to turn it on, and a USB
Tell
Type
me
A
the
connector for the
GPU
front panel,
specs
USB 3.2 Type
that
A.
it
For
can
front panel
spoke.
connectivity, we've got two USB Type A ports, we've got a power button, a headphone jack, a microphone jack, and a USB Type C port. It almost looks like Lian Li wanted to allow you to install this bracket with all the ports at the top. There's screws here, but it's not an option. But it would have been very cool if you could do that. Now, there's a lot to go through with GPU support in the A3. There's a lot of information to digest here, so let's try and make this as easy as possible for you guys to understand. When you've got your power supply in the front top position, you're looking at a maximum GPU length of 415 millimeters. Now, as you move the
Okay.
power supply down on the front, you reduce that compatibility. So in the second position, you're looking at around about 344 millimeters. And then when you move it down to the third position, you're looking at 334 millimeters. And similarly,
Who's in that?
Three have told me is gonna shut down any day now. It's gonna happen, guys. Any day Twitch will shut down, according to the experts. A friend of mine who streams has a clip command she can fire off, and whenever I first chat, a friend of mine who streams has a clip command she can fire off, and whenever I first chat, she triggers a clip of mine. They're most terrible clips, and she shakes her head, says, "For fuck's sake! They're most terrible clips." And she shakes her head, says, "For
For people who watch horizontal short stream, I mean, why call it short stream? It's not short anymore if it's streaming. Yeah.
that's the deal with the compatibility if you side mount your power supply as well. You need to take into account that the cables that come out of the bottom of your power supply will take up some space too, and that's going to reduce that even more. But there's ways around that by doing good cable management.
There's that. What I also want to do is when I highlight your message, I wanted to read it out text.
Man, Twitch quality is better. So 3 at the same time, but
Set that up today. That will take me all of 2.
so you use the extension. Interesting.
Text to speech for the question.
There was recently a woman arrested for getting down with 2 students in court. She said she had made a huge mistake and ruined her dream job. We know it's your dream job, lady. Keep that young boy strange on the down low.
The question you want to highlight is
Yo.
Management. So essentially, 400.
Yeah, they get it.
कल तूने वो मीम देखा?
Ah, shit.
मैंने तेरे रात में भेजा था।
Yes sir. भाई मैं तेरे सारे मीम्स देखता हूँ, ठीक है? तू मेरे सारे मीम्स नहीं देखता।
जिसमें वो साला निगा उसकी
What the fuck?
निकलता हुआ है।
भाई शैडो में से
भाई
Fucking
एकदम
ninja
माइंड फक
dude.
हो गया था।
Light guy, बताओ.
Hallucinating.
Bro,
तू एक बर्नर इंस्टाग्राम अकाउंट बना ले भाई, बहुत मस्त निगा मीम्स आते हैं, तो मैं वो समझा।
भाई हम
मैंने
बहुत
बना भी
तो
रखा
बहुत
है।
भेजते रहते हैं। अरे भाई तो बता ना भाई, तेरे को मीम्स के लिए सिर्फ करेंगे भाई।
ठीक है
Only
ना।
meme talks.
UPS और inverter? UPS. Bruh. Woohoo. Can't hear the beep.
इनका साउंड क्यों नहीं आ रहा मेरे को?
It's called noise suppression.
15 millimeters max if you don't want to have a 360mm rad at the top. The best thing to do is
अबे ये देख, मैं तुझे दिखाता हूँ एक चीज। ये देखियो।
अबे नहीं देखना यार, फालतू ITX builds।
अबे तू देख तो साले, 26 liters 80x build. Better cooling than all full towers.
जरूर।
26 liters only. जरूर नहीं, मतलब वो तो largely काफी ITX builds की अब better है cooling tower से, लेकिन वो अलग बात है. That's a separate case.
set up the internal layout. That's really going to get
But I'm just telling the facts that big cases are gay. Facts.
Give you the best balance between the internal capacity and
Gay भी नहीं, gay लोग भी ढंग के होते, they are trans.
your internal compatibility, and basically just whatever gives you the best layout for your hardware.
I've said this many times over the years in regards to small form factor cases and hardware compatibility that it's much better to research the layout that you want, find the correct hardware and build your system around the hardware and the case before buying anything. There are a lot of different ways to measure things online before taking the plunge, and the A3 M-ATX is no exception to that. Although the compatibility is
नहीं देखना.
pretty amazing.
This is a cool little bracket. Basically, it slots into the little notches on the bottom of the case where you've got your hard disk mounts. And let's say you're not doing SSDs or fans down the bottom. It's got this little magnetic piece that attaches to it to give you a GPU support.
Yeah, but my UPS would have worked for about 30 minutes.
Bracket. And this
like वो होता है यार मेरे को like जिस टाइप के उसमें साउंड गांड नहीं फट रही थी, जिस टाइप के साउंड्स वाउंड्स आ रहे थे ना, लाइक उसका मतलब स्टोरी ही वैसा है ना, तेरा साइकोलॉजिकल थ्रिलर है,
सीमेन निकल रहा था,
साउंड्स वगैरह दिया हुआ
प्रीकम निकल गया,
काफी ऑन पॉइंट दिया है.
एलन वेक 2 कितने की मिल रही है भाई? अब खेलेगा तेरा भाई एलन वेक 2?
ओह माय गॉड, 1080 Ti पे खेलना था भाई उसे. तभी तो हॉरर आता है भाई. ग्राफिक्स देख के हॉरर आता है.
धुआं निकलता भाई, धुआं.
And it works for like hours, yeah.
जैसे अभी भी पड़ा है मेरे पास.
3600 is not a very
yes sir,
what you call
1080 Ti पे एलन वेक 2. इतने बड़े ख्वाब नहीं हुए अब तक. इतना बड़ा तो मैं भी नहीं हुआ.
it doesn't consume that much power. Mine does, bro. Mine does consume more power because of the 6900. It's doing 69 with the electricity.
comes with the case. This is very, very handy. What if I told you, though, that we're not done with GPU compatibility? Because, ladies and gents, this is one of the first M-ATX cases to allow you to install a
6700 XT. Yes, sir.
GPU.
I know. It's the GOAT. You know, it's still the fucking GOAT. Like, would you actually believe me that it's at $300 is still the best fucking GPU to buy?
बहुत sexy.
Like 3 years. It's still the GOAT. See, I told you to buy the best fucking GPU, man.
There's an optional vertical GPU bracket with a PCIe Gen 4 riser cable. At first glance,
AMD का ये सॉफ्टवेयर इतना चूतिया क्यों है? AMD Adrenalin वाला सॉफ्टवेयर. तेको पता है मेरा पीसी बूट नहीं हो रहा था उसकी वजह से.
Adrenalin क्यों डाउनलोड कर रखा है तूने?
क्योंकि उसमें तेरे CPU के भी ड्राइवर्स अपडेट होते हैं.
उसकी जरूरत नहीं है तुझे, बिल्कुल भी जरूरत नहीं है. आई मीन क्यों डाउनलोड कर रखा है? मतलब वो तो उल्टा क्या बोलते हैं, कितना इशू क्रिएट करेगा जब तेरे पास G4 ड्राइवर भी है और क्या बोलते हैं तेरे पास एड्रेनालिन भी है.
वही बहुत इशू.
हाँ, वो तो इशू करता ही है, कोई भी यूज नहीं करता अगर उसके पास Nvidia GPU है. अब मैनुअली डाउनलोड कर ले जब भी आ रहा है.
CPU
हाँ, मैनुअली CPU वेबसाइट पर डाल के डाउनलोड कर ले, उसके लिए उसकी जरूरत नहीं है.
बट फॉर सम रीजन HDR कंटेंट HDR नहीं लग रहा मेरे को, समझ रहा है?
HDR कंटेंट फेडेड लग रहा है. हाँ, ऐसा कभी कभी लगता है. नई स्क्रीन खरीदनी पड़ेगी तुझे.
it looks like a regular GPU support bracket that attaches to the case, but this one mounts to the fan cutouts on the bottom of the case. Obviously, if you've got no fans down there, what makes this really interesting is it kind of just sits in the bottom of the case, and then you'll notice you've got the PCIe cutouts on the back of the case, and they don't have the horizontal support brackets. That leaves it completely open, and the way this works is you pull these brackets out, and when you remove these, you can put this additional bracket in place of it, and it's got this hole on the back where you can just jam your cables through and ram them in and make sure they don't fall out. But basically, the GPU support...
बैठ गया फिर तेरा.
नहीं मिल रही फॉर सम रीजन. वो ब्राइटनेस
you fucked up, you done fucked up, child.
It is surprising to me that Leon
vertical GPU bracket with a, and it's got this. You'll want to side mount your power supply. If you're front mounting it, you're reducing the length of the whole setup, and I wouldn't recommend doing that. But there's one more optional case accessory. It's a tempered glass side panel, and you can purchase that for around about $13.
That's everything I think you need to know about the A3 M-ATX. It's the best. And
Oh, finally time for the build, bro.
तू अपने CPU के ड्राइवर्स कैसे अपग्रेड करता है?
मैं CPU के ड्राइवर्स अपने क्या बोलते हैं, वो तो ये एड्रेनालिन नहीं करता रहता है.
तो लोडू खुद इंस्टॉल कर रखा है.
मेरे तो दोनों ही AMD के हैं, मेरे क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है? मेरे उसमें थोड़ी वो मॉर्टल कॉम्बैट कर रहे हैं Nvidia वर्सेस AMD.
बात तो तेरी भी सही है।
अबे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, क्या बोलते हैं, काफ़ी बार ये बकचोदी कटती है, मतलब ऑलमोस्ट हर एक उसमें, चाहे ड्राइवर्स किसके भी हो. For some reason this is something that is related more to the fucking Windows than rather it is to any drivers and stuff. It just happens. It just fucking happens. Get over it. Dual GPU hai? I don't know, man. Doesn't work that way anymore. Dual GPUs don't work, bro. I mean,
पता नहीं यार, फेडेड लग रहा है मेरे को, उतना HDR मजा नहीं आ रहा जैसे पहले कल तक आ रहा था। वो डिफरेंस समझ में आ रहा है मेरे को।
CPU ड्राइवर से HDR कंटेंट में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. कंप्लीटली अनरिलेटेड है. तूने वो तो नहीं डाउनलोड कर लिया, वो NVIDIA का क्या बोलते हैं वो जो आया था,
नया चूतिया?
हाँ, जो क्या बोलते हैं उनकी HDR एनहांसिंग वो आई है, टेक्नोलॉजी आई है, जिसमें वो फोर्स करते हैं किसी क्या बोलते हैं लो डायनेमिक रेंज वाली वीडियोस को HDR बनाने में
नहीं नहीं
AI
नहीं,
से.
मैंने कुछ भी नहीं किया है, कुछ भी नहीं किया है।
बड़े लोग, the असली बड़े लोग are the people who buy AMD GPUs and CPUs, man. The combos. These are the people who actually watch tech streams, you know. Getting the best bang for the buck, believe me.
मेरे को तो लग रहा है नए वाले NVIDIA ड्राइवर्स में कुछ गोची है।
मुझे लग रहा है उन्होंने वो नई टेक्नोलॉजी इंट्रोड्यूस की है, इसलिए हो रहा है कुछ. देख ले GeForce एक्सपीरियंस में जाके कुछ टर्न ऑन हो रखा हो. Bro, man, the case is so fucking big, and fitting a 4070 Ti, man. At least use a 4090, bro. My bro couldn't find a 4090 because they are too expensive, I guess.
All right, let's take a look at the thermals. What you're seeing on your screen right now is the thermals are quite good. I decided to test with the TG panel on as well, just for a little bit of comparison, because it is an optional piece. Maybe you'll want to know what the thermal performance is like. And to be honest, there's only slight temperature deltas between having the mesh panel on and the TG side happen to be the thing that is no exception. Guys here. Now, if you had to ask...
What? Bro, no. No, it is like... How is that possible, man? It is supposed to be 8 liters big than this case, the case that I have an R200. But it doesn't look that much big. I mean, if it fits well on the table, man, then pog.
Ask me, if I was to choose the NR200 or the A3 right now, being that, you know, we've built heaps of NR200s and used them for things, I would choose the A3 every single time. And here's why. M-ATX gives us way better compatibility with things, especially if you're not necessarily building a gaming PC, if you're building a productivity PC and you're using a smaller GPU, you have access to 1 or 2 more PCIe slots, which makes it kind of better for people like me. Like I could put a 10 gig Ethernet card in the bottom if I didn't put fans at the bottom as well. So there is that. It's cheaper than the NR200 as well. We'll circle back to that in a moment. Now, not everything is sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops with the A3 because it does have a couple shortcomings. The first thing that I noticed was I thought it was peculiar that you couldn't remove the top bracket to install the radiator. I thought that that would probably be something that would be a no-brainer because you could, in fact, put the cooler in last and it would make it so much easier to put the power supply in earlier. And let's say you wanted to get access to the top of the motherboard after the fact, you then have to pull your power supply out, then pull your cooler out rather than just having a couple screws in the top and lifting the radiator out that way. I think I know why they've done it and it's for structural rigidity, but after a bit of investigation, basically where all the rivets are, they could do it so easily. So yeah, I just think that one is a little bit of an oversight, but you know, there's probably a reason that I don't know why they've done that. When you're using M-ATX boards, the top PCIe slot is not always in the first position. From memory, a bunch of ASRock boards actually use the second position. So if you're putting in a graphics card, you'll need to take that into consideration with clearance, especially if you're wanting to put fans in the bottom. And if you've got a 3-slot card, that means the bottom of your GPU is sitting on the bottom of the case and there's no possibility to put fans in. I was pushing it with using this PNY card as it was because of the Lian Li fans on the bottom. This card is just over 3 slots thick and the card sits right on the fans. And yeah, I had to do a little bit of adjustment with the tension on the screws on the bottom to pull the fans down a little bit more. So I over tightened them because the fans from the GPU were rubbing. And I decided to leave this like this so I could tell you guys about it. Anything over 3 slots, and especially for fans like this, yeah, just be careful with that. I actually wouldn't really recommend doing it that way. But again, we do these things so we can learn and show you guys what to do and what not to do in these situations. Another thing to note with this is fan compatibility at the top on the radiator. Now, the whole rubric, let's call it a rubric of compatibility and configuration and considerations and all that stuff is confusing for the regular person, if I'm being honest. And
where it hangs, and that will determine how much space you have for your cooling and for your graphics card. So let me just cover a few highlights since there are way too many combinations. They had a chart with the rad. In addition to testing the rear exhaust, another thing I did was just to take out the bottom fans. What I noticed was that the center hub of the bottom fans was possibly interfering or impeding my GPU cooler's own fans, and despite the intent to feed the card air, you could actually be doing more harm. And testing it without the fans, I actually saw an improvement at the CPU side and also the GPU side, and that proved my theory out. And it just so happens to be that the fans I was using and the GPU cooler, and really more so the GPU cooler, because most 120mm fans will have a center spot right there that is solid, and that just happened to impede my fans there. And if they're not doing anything, all the fans are doing is just actively pushing the GPU's exhaust into the path of the radiator. Without the bottom fans running the CPU cooler, the radiator is going to draw more air from the side panel where there isn't as much hot air coming through, and that will lower the CPU temps. So if you are thinking of putting fans there, that's something I would try out first just to see if it even makes sense, because you actually could be doing harm versus good. In general, the thermals are good. They're not necessarily the best, but from what I see, it'll work for even the most power-hungry components today. What I found most interesting is that the use of a solid side panel here doesn't seem to meaningfully change the thermals in both a CPU-only scenario or a combined use scenario, and that really surprised me, because usually there is a bigger penalty for that. And also the tempered glass panel, it does have a measurable impact on the noise levels. Measured 20 centimeters away, the resulting noise was 2.5 decibels less with the glass panel. That might seem cheaper, but I think it's designing the for a lot of users, you just need to get an MATX board, and then a lot of your other components will transfer right over, plus whatever you're upgrading.
Our next case is a collaboration that was teased last year and has been a work in progress since then. We are, of course, referring to the Dan Case's A3. This MATX case is an all-mesh enclosure made of steel panels. It has removed all side panels. You get full access to start a building experience.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. That looks sick, it's not fucking sick. Okay, it's time to play something. भाई कोई कुछ खेल रहा है क्या या बैठे हुए हैं ऐसे? हेलो मर गए क्या? तो ना लो
वापस फिक्स हो गया। क्या चूतिया है भाई, सीरियसली।
किसका फिक्स हो गया भाई? किससे फिक्स?
AMD का सॉफ्टवेयर का इशू था।
क्या हो गया?
बहुत चूतिया है सॉफ्टवेयर भाई, कसम से।
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yo, blood. What's up? Hello.
Well, I've heard about the
हो
100
गया तेरा
level.
साफ पीसी? टेम्परेचर सही है अब?
नहीं कल सवेरे होगा आज। मेरे को
वेफर में क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है भाई?
देखा तभी मिनी ITX बनाते हैं।
अबे
लाउड है।
हाय
अबे लाउड है। अबे कम धूल जाती
Give me
है।
the
आराम से
proof.
आराम से आराम।
Give me the proof.
मेरा कंप्यूटर।
Give me the proof, then talk shit. Okay. You're talking shit.
मेरा कंप्यूटर
Absolute shit.
बेस्ट।
It needs
मिनी
science.
बिल्कुल
You need
बिल्कुल
physics.
बेस्ट।
You
कोई
need
फिजिक्स नहीं, वो
brains.
कोई फिजिक्स नहीं होती। वो तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए। लोड़ा फर्क पड़ता है तुम्हारे GPU के। बहनचोद क्या बोलते हैं, चार चार स्लॉट के कूलर किसने लगा रखे हैं? कुछ भी हवा फेंक लो, उसमें मूत लो, कुछ भी पानी में रख लो, उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। उसे हवा जितनी मिलनी है उससे उसके 3 पंखे ले लेंगे। तो कुछ भी डाल ले उसमें, उसे कहीं जाके बहनचो उसमें आर्टिक में रख के आ जाए, हवा तो कितनी भी डाले उसमें फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। उसकी फिजिक्स पे इम्पीड करेगा तो उसके फ्लो को। Damn, why match? Because this motherfucker doesn't know physics.
अच्छा।
What's up, Greg? What's up? What is this?
हाँ।
Increase original raisin cap, optimize artifact, custom.
Dream story कर रहा। हाँ।
Okay.
गोल्ड वाला वो।
Okay.
हाँ यार, मेरे को बहुत जरूरत है।
बहुत ज्यादा
बहुत
फार्म
जरूरत
करना है, तेजी से फार्म करना है।
बहुत ज्यादा फार्म करना है, बहुत तेजी से फार्म करना।
I mean, that's pretty good. Guessing Wuthering Waves is already dead, man. I can't even believe it.
एक सेकंड।
It's already dead. It's right out the gate, it died.
मेरा हंटर।
Yeah. How? It's already dead. It literally died. Haven't you seen the reviews? Haven't you seen the good reviews? The real people. I'll show you. I'll show you the reviews, man. I'll show you the reviews.
अपना सिल्वर में करते रहियो। गियर तो तू तुरंत डाल देगा। लेवलिंग अपना सिल्वर में डेवलप नहीं करना है।
कौन सा फर्स्ट वाला ही लगाऊं?
हाँ, फर्स्ट वाला ही लगाते रहे। क्विक प्ले करने का कोई फायदा है।
Wuthering Waves? More like Wuthering Wave, am I right?
पहले तो नहीं खेलेगा।
ये तो खेलना ही छोड़ दिया है।
क्या खेलना है?
लेफ्ट रहा हूं, तू राइट वाला ले।
थोड़ी देर में
Definitely fucked that up. Oh my god. Okay, so my first impression so far, I don't like.
Oh, this is the old one, man. This is 2 months ago. Yeah, 3 days.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. Hi.
Best viewer is on? Bro, we want the best streamers, not the viewers. Now fuck off, boy.
Covering Wuthering Waves, and whether or not it's a game worth picking up. So the first thing I want to get out of the way, I was accepted into the second closed beta test. When I got access to it, I basically grinded like 10 hours a day until I got to the point where I unlocked co-op, which was at union level 30. It took me something like 3 days. And after that, I kind of just stopped enjoying it. And I ended up dropping down to basically just doing dailies, if even that, for the rest of the closed beta. The reason I wanted to start with that is I want to make it very clear. I didn't get to experience every single aspect of Wuthering Waves. This is going to talk about the things that I personally enjoyed and didn't enjoy, but I'm not an authority on what things are enjoyable. Some people enjoy different things than others. So just because there's something I liked won't mean you will like it too, and just because there's something I didn't like won't mean you won't like it either. That being said, we can get into all of this stuff. At a glance, the combat looks very similar to Genshin's combat. You have an elemental skill, you very important. Overall, I think that the game has potential, but Kuros does not seem to be aiming at. I feel cringe saying it, but like that's kind of the best way to put it. They're not really aiming at gamers. This is not a
Exactly, they are not aiming this at gamers.
A game that is whose target audience is gamers.
Exactly, they are not even trying to target gamers. This is not for gamers, man. When you will understand, gacha games are not made for gamers, Rex. Stop playing them.
This is a game whose target audience is people that are looking for something to do in their commute to work.
Exactly. It's literally for people who don't have fucking else to do. See yourself in the mirror now. Do you feel good about yourself?
Personally, I'm not a huge fan of live service games with incentives to log in every day that don't actually give you interesting content to do every day. And I will say, like,
I have Genshin to and HSR to play. They are the good examples of games which actually have. I don't know about HSR, but Genshin has so much content at this point that most people haven't done shit.
The daily experience, once you've reached the non-time gated progression, in my experience in CBT2, it was logging in, doing your day.
Still plays Genshin in HSR. I mean, they are good games in the end. See, in the center of it all, they are good games which actually provide mediocre amount of content. This game has no daily content once you have done things, and that's the thing. He got bored in 3 days. He played 10 hours each day, and this guy, he's one of the better min-maxers. So when he gets his ass into min-maxing, he'll do it. Yeah, he doesn't play for fucking gacha rolling and whatever stuff. He actually plays for real content. And if this guy got bored in 3 days, 3 fucking days, then nah, man. The game is dead within the first 3 months.
Dailies and
unless, okay, and this is a big unless, okay? Unless the developers actually open their fucking brains and don't think it as a short-term cash grab and think, okay, we need to make a game that can survive for more than a year, they will actually improve it and make it more Souls-like than make it more gacha-like. If they make it more gamery, then of course it will work. But in its current state, the game is diarrheal. Like, that's what I would call it. It's like diarrhea at this point. I can bet Wuthering Waves, you just want it to succeed. You have hope because you are going to start playing it. But it won't, man. It's like 90% chance that it won't. It is what it is, man. You have to start grabbing to the reality, bro.
And spending your wave plates, and that was pretty much it. There was nothing else to do, and it was actually even faster than the daily loop in Genshin, right? Like, commission equivalent was faster.
First legendary, don't roast it too early. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The 10% chance I'm keeping for developers to actually open their brains. But you have to understand, NJ. See, the best way to open a restaurant is actually not to open a restaurant for too long. So what people will do, they will open a bar restaurant for about 6 months. They will rake in a lot of money and then they will sell it. They will sell the place. This is the single best way to run a restaurant in India. Yeah, I mean Genshin developers are actually good. That's the thing. They have been able to run the game. They have been able to run the game for 3 years at this point. And that's an achievement. How the fuck are they able to run this game without actually adding important things? Crazy, man. They got COVID boost and gacha addicts and Monopoly. They spent a lot of money. That's how they did it. They spent a lot of money on design. Their design is actually very dreamy. And that's the first thing a lot of people will tell you. The world design is very dreamy, but they are moving away from it. You see, have you seen the new Rock event where Ito actually moves a fucking lot? The dialogues are definitely better. Yeah, it's because they are going towards a more story-driven content than a more exploration-based content. Look at your fucking map. So much things to explore. Have you done it? I haven't done it either. Like, that's the thing. People got bored of the dreamy place in Sumer. Nobody wants to fucking roam around in the dreamy place anymore, like they did in some, I don't know, man, some kind of sandbox game that they used to when they were a child. That's what got people playing this game. Not fucking characters, not the fucking combat system, not fucking gacha. They actually knew it. They actually knew the actual shit. They knew people would play this game for exploration, and the first fucking 3 years, they just built the game on exploration alone. First 3 patches when there's actually story gun is good, but then you get fucked for 6 updates. Nah, man. Not true at all. Not fucking true at all. Genshin story in the first part of the game, Mondstadt, it's like a kindergarten story. Okay. In the second part, it actually picks up during the Liyue quest. In the third part, it looks like it's picking up, but it's mostly in the lore and the story is still shit. Inazuma's story is not very good in the end. Yeah. It's pathetic. Let's be honest here. It's pathetic. Yeah. In fourth part, it's actually fucking great. It's straight up great. The whole Nahida part is well written. Every single dialogue is well delivered. Fucking good. Yeah. And in Fontaine, it's peak. It's peak. I just don't do story. I just pull, build, and flex. Exactly. People think that people play Genshin for this. They actually don't. First 3 updates for every region. That is true. First 3 updates for every region. Of course, they will have story because the fucking region actually launches with the story, man. And then it, lol, ninja flexing. But that's the thing. You need to understand. In the grand scheme of things, people still play this game. Genshin Impact, Genshin could never. For the exploration, primarily. They have stopped doing it. That's why they have moving away from exploration to story content now. This is what it is. People have leaked this, but Natlan region is very much centered around storytelling and not exploration. Exactly because of the reason. It's the first time they actually see their sales fucking dropping.
Spending your wave plates was faster. There was straight up just like 5 minutes of gameplay. I think that a lot of people are hoping that Wuthering Waves is gonna, kick Genshin in the ass a little and force Hoyo to care more about their players. And I think in some ways it might, but its aim to really be just a game you play on your commute to work puts it not really as a competitor to Genshin, but just as, well, people's commute to work is very often longer than 5 minutes. You have time to play 2 gacha games. And I feel like it's very, very likely that Genshin doesn't feel threatened by Wuthering Waves. Not because Wuthering Waves won't be popular, but because you don't need to quit Genshin to start playing Wuthering Waves. And again, right, they're not trying to give you the sort of things that Genshin...
Exactly, that's how this game is made. It's like every other gacha game, made to fit in that 5-minute time budget that you get at places, at workplaces.
lacks outside.
And that's not a game for gamers. I'm sorry, man, but people, if you think that people who play on Android are gamers, no. Just no, man. Just no. The tag has a meaning at this point. It's just not playing a video game doesn't make you a gamer at this point. It is what it is.
The like mechanical difficulty, which is a good thing, right? Like that's good. But many of the other issues that a lot of people have with Genshin doesn't seem to be things that
Why am I the new fucking noob?
Kuro wants to do with Wuthering Waves, and to me that's a bit disappointing. But in any case, like I said, right, like the actual early gameplay was really fun for me. I think that like exploration and early experience is fun enough to justify giving the game a shot if you have some free time to spare. But if the downsides I've mentioned are deal breakers,
And that's it, bro. I mean, that's the deal. If they want to make the game more fleshed out, they can. But yeah, I don't think they only want to earn money through gacha, man. Let's be honest here. A company's main reason of building games is to earn money. Even though developers want to make a fucking good game, it's generally the board of directors who guide what kind of steps the developers can actually go towards while designing the game, right? And if they don't need to build a game that is actually as fleshed out as Genshin Impact, then they won't. They will just make a game that's worth playing 5 minutes daily. Guess what? Gacha revenue, and they will just fuck out. I mean, gacha games are not games at this point, man. There are a few gacha games that are actually good games, believe me. If only the gacha games, the whole design is not, it's anti-gamer. Gaming is all about having the ability to play the game as much as you want. Oh my god, these doesn't make games better. These 4-star as good at 5. It doesn't make the game better. 100% guaranteed weapon ban. It doesn't make the game better. 80 pity for 5-star. Gacha system has nothing to do with the quality of game. That's the thing. Gacha is a monetization system. You can have a stricter gacha system or a lenient gacha system. It has nothing to do with the quality of the game. And if they make the gacha system too strict, nobody will spend money on this game. Combat and Echoes, that is true, but would it be as good as a lot of Souls game? Probably not. I've seen it. It's not good as what people say. Why would you do that? Is to get cash grab? You will know in the future, believe me.
Survival.
Yeah, because Souls game is not on Android. Nobody wants to play games on Android, man. Get a grip. You have to have a computer to be a gamer at this point.
That is better, nahi?
That's been true for every single generation of gaming. People thought that Android could actually have any competition. It just doesn't. Now we have people, a majority of people who play on Android or iOS, which is much bigger than people who play on PlayStation, Xboxes and PC. Believe me, the people making so good games of phone, there are no good games of phone except Genshin Impact. There are no good games of phone. Drex, stop hallucinating. You can't have good games of phone because they are not made for gamers. They're made for people who have disposable income, who actually don't understand how values in games work. They don't understand how much $70 should get you in gameplay hours. Because they don't have this particular anchoring in their brains, you can charge them with the gacha system and they will spend hundreds, $200, $300, $500 for playing a game that they will play for about 100 hours. You can just not spend. No, you don't spend because you can't spend. You don't understand. Most people are actually dolphins. They actually end up spending. That's the thing. And if you don't spend, it's not that fun anyways. They have high amount of incentive to spend money. Please get this into your head and stop wasting time playing the shit games. They are not worth your time. They will never be worth your time. I can clear everything easy. It's a good game. It's an example of a good fucking game. That's what I'm telling you. But still, there are only a very few PC games that will lock you out of quality characters, which will change your gameplay. But shit, when it released, it was. But Genshin, but the Hoyoverse did a good job at HSR. No man, Hoyo actually did a good job on HSR. They didn't let it down. They kept improving every single patch. See, it has to be below to improve. You can't contradict yourself. It was below before, it improved. It was mediocre below before. It improved to good currently. That's the thing. And still, you compare the gacha system of HSR to Genshin. They can't be the same. And the gacha system doesn't improve or, decrease the quality of game. Why people saying that Wuthering Waves is shit when it's only 1.0? It will improve too? No, it won't.
Assassination is always better, na?
It's hard to swallow pill. But I'll tell you the one last thing. When you grow up, get a PlayStation. Because I don't think you have the mental fortitude to build a PC for yourself, just get a PlayStation and then start playing games. But when you earn enough to buy a PlayStation, you won't actually have time to play on it, or you won't have the energy to play on it anyways. Now that's my friend will kick out if you buy anything now, lol. I mean, that's on you. But I mean, you brought it upon yourself. But I'm telling you, in the future, like let's see 10 years in the future, and PS6 Pro is out. Yeah, PS6 Pro, PS7 is out. Enough time to play, yeah, man. I mean, it was a bad system to begin with. I already told you. Yeah, how much did it cost you? Like 40k? Why don't just buy a PlayStation then, bro? What the fuck?
तू लेफ्ट वाला फायर लेके आ, मैं राइट वाला लेके आता हूँ.
PlayStation games are too expensive. Buy an Xbox. If I time play on it and say it's shit, it has nothing to do, man. That's the thing. Asgard Rise Fog is single. It's a single game. Have you looked at its graphics? Let's look at it graphics, and I'll show you a game from 2005. Beat Saber. It's not even for gamers, man. You think gamers play Osu and Beat Saber? Why do you think Genshin has an Osu content?
उसका issue आता है क्या?
It's designed for people that have a low set of skills for doing things.
Arrows का?
Different gamers play different games? No. Even a chess player is a gamer at this point, but a person who plays Osu is not.
Elderoni.
It just isn't.
Elderoni or Kutta?
The word gamer has changed. Even a chess player is a gamer. It is what it is, man. They're playing the same thing. They're playing competitive game. Everyone is playing with life. You can have, yes. That's a philosophy. What is gamer? Everybody asks what is gamer, but does anybody ask how is fucking gamer, man? How is he or she feeling? Anybody asks about that? So yeah, if I have to define gamers, like seriously, would be a person that is an enthusiast. Enthusiast has some content of knowledge regarding what category of the games. My god, these motherfuckers are making too fucking noise, man, in the Discord. Okay, so they have some or moderate, or I should say, I dare say, good amount of knowledge on what computers are, what consoles are, and how games play on them. Rex, you don't know what computers are. You don't know how consoles work. You don't know how games actually work. And you haven't probably played all the genres of the game that are out there. How do you call yourself a gamer? By just playing one single gacha game, or maybe like less than 5 gacha games. It's not about playing a lot of games. It's actually about knowledge. You can fucking know about 100 games and have played 5 games. You will be a gamer. See, there's a lot of acceptance of female audience in the mobile gaming community. You know why? Because the fucking PC and console gaming community has been since childhood, and you're still not a gamer at this point. What are you doing? Think about your life. It's not like the term gamer is something to be proud about. It's just a term. It's like playing badminton. Being a sports person is probably not very much better than not being a sports person if you do regular exercises. Like, that's the thing. It's not something that you should seek out. You should be clinging to. Stop bullying Adrex. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the fucking truth as it should be. That mobile games, there's a reason 40% of population on mobile games are women. Because there's no gatekeeping in mobile games. You know why? Because people don't consider other people gamers in mobile games. When these people actually come to play, and it's a bad thing, I'm telling you that it is a bad thing, from a console or a PC, and they join the voice chat. Yeah, and when they join voice chat, what happens? They get attacked. Why, Drex? Why do women get attacked while they are Discord while playing game like Siege or CSGO or fucking Apex Legends or something like that? Yeah, though that doesn't happen in Valorant. That's a different thing. It's a modern game, that's why. But yeah, it happens because these men are trying to protect this particular term, gamer, because they believe that women, yeah, I mean, they wrongly believe, all right, that they won't be considered gamer. They don't particularly fulfill the terms of gamer. You know what they believe? That they believe these women play mobile games. They play Genshin Impact. Once these people have played Genshin Impact, they come to know, okay, this game is fucking good, man. What the fuck? But, and there's a big but. That's true for a few fucking games on mobile. Not all of them. And most of them are shit. And there are a few videos you will see why mobile games are shit. Why the VR promise never lived up to the hype. Why we are still playing the games the same way that we were playing till PlayStation 1 was a thing. The way we enjoy games hasn't fucking changed since the time of PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1 was pretty revolutionary for its time. It has changed. It hasn't changed since then. Developers are shit? No. Developers are awesome, but it's in the end is a gacha game which makes billions of dollars. Yeah, so the boats, the fucking managing team has to earn money to the people who have spent. If you had some stakes in Hoyoverse as a company, you would be very happy because your stocks would be rising up, right? But because you're the one who's actually paying them, not earning out of them, you're against it. But it's a give and take situation, right? Imagine if you were also if you're an avid player. Soulless in game, exactly. You know why? Where is all the money actually going towards? Towards the people who have invested in the public company. That's how companies work, man. Investors are in the business of giving, putting money in a company and taking it out. That's what the business of investors are. And they put money in Hoyoverse with the promise that Genshin is the $1 billion game is to be going to explode. And it did explode. And now they want to just pull out the money when it's actually time, when it actually reaches its fever pitch. That's how it is. So people spend more? No. This is not how these games work. If this is how it would work, then everybody would be trying to make an Elden Ring. But why there's only one Elden Ring? There's only one From Software. And a few other good development houses, but studios. But there are only a handful of them. You can count them on your hands. Why is that? Because the best game don't earn the best amount of money. This is not how games work. The best games to earn money are mobile games. Because they are addictive. They set up short-term goals that people with no life can spend their time on. They don't give anything back to their fucking customers who buy and play these games. When you play something like Ghost of Tsushima, you go through the part of history, you learn about things. You actually develop connections to the people that you're playing with. You spend like 60 hours playing the story and then you are done. You may have a second playthrough worth 20 hours. Okay, then you are done. But did you see? You actually basically read a book. You read a book which had stipulations in it. The stipulation were, okay, before going to the next page, give me 10 push-ups. That's what happens in these games. You defeat a boss, you progress. If you can't defeat the boss, man, you can't progress. You have to defeat the boss to earn your right to enjoy the story by yourself. This thing has exited the fucking minds in most of the mobile games, believe me. They don't tend to lock you out of a lot of content if you can't bring up a challenge. They're relatively easy, that's why. Most of them are easy. Some of them have that particular thingy in which they try to make it look that they are difficult, but they are not. Yeah, I'm not talking in the particular sense that Wuthering Waves exist, okay? It has a good combat system in that sense that it's based on dodging and stuff. Yeah, but in general mobile games don't do this. So they are basically they're basically like low quality smut, pornographic material, low quality, in which they just fast forward to the points which will, I don't know, make people explode in like 10 seconds and then you can move on with your life. And they also take your money. And then they fucking run away. So yeah, I mean, the bad things of what people say about gaming is actually true for mobile games. It's basically true for any game if you are addicted enough. But mobile games are trying to make you an addict in the end. So yeah, it's more common in the yeah, watch a video on how gacha games work. Okay, you are getting banned for posting memes in the chat. No memes in the chat, only on Discord. See, I actually go back and check memes. Okay, from the past. Believe me, I actually do it. That's why I don't look at them in the fucking, what do you call it? In the chat. I don't want to have them in the chat. I want to have an history. This one was good, by the way.
I'm really enjoying our date, Ginu.
This isn't a date, Jenna. It's just a family dinner.
You know, when I said I wanted your meat for dinner, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, well, KFC was the only place that was open, so...
It's so good, Ginu. You're the best stepbrother I could have ever asked for.
Again, we're not step-siblings. We're blood-related.
I don't know. Dad left a long time ago, and we have different colored hair and...
We're not f***ing, Jenna.
Fine.
You should just stop trying. Literally nothing will convince me to hook up with my own sister.
New mission alert.
Oh god.
Mission title, Sister Leveling, Sweet Home, Alabama.
Reject.
This mission cannot be rejected.
Like hell it can't.
Who are you talking to?
Shut it, Jenna.
Yes, Daddy. Failure to complete this mission will result in your immediate death.
No one hears about this.
No one will hear except the neighbors.
God, I hope you're adopted.
This is a good one, man. Okay, where did it go? Where are all the memes? Let's look at the memes.
Make an attempt to leave the parking garage when suddenly... Holy shit, is that the dog from Up? Oh, I don't have your endangered bird, he's somewhere else. Who are you? You gotta be fucking kidding me. What is it with the city and its cultural diversity? The only person that spoke fluent English just... Wait, you speak English? I hate this place so much. Where the hell? Oh my god. A normal human being? Do you speak English? Yeah. God fucking damn it, I was so close. Okay, seriously, who are you? And why do you insist on speaking to me in a language I cannot understand? I literally just heard you speak English, so why are you doing this to me? Stop, I need answers, woman.
Come on, femboy.
Alright, if you're just gonna insult me, then I prefer you continue speaking in a foreign language.
Bro. Peak fiction. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Real shit, man. Real shit. Oh, fuck my eyes. My eyes, bro. Good meme. Your meme game is improving, Drex. Say, you have to earn the title of memer. Unexpected. It was an unexpected, man. Okay, what's the next thing? These are all the ones today, okay.
Nate Goyard. I got so much motherfucking design on right now.
Break it down, bring it back, make it clap. I got 3 old thoughts, new guap, where that damn bitches on my line, and you know they come strapped. Hold up, what it not, 45, scope it punch like whoa. I ain't fucking with these hoes, I pull up the greatest and now selling all these shows.
Catchy slogans, not gonna lie.
मास्टरबेशन मैंने कब डिस्कवर किया गॉड हैज मेड अस अ सर्टेन वे अगर एक लड़की जिसको एक्चुअली में करना है व्हाट इज इवन रॉन्ग अबाउट
भाई लड़कियों की तो लंडी ना होता उन्हें वो मास्टरबेशन कैसे करेंगी
You see, this is your average Indian guy and their sex education. Jad Buddhi. True that, man. Jad Buddhi. True. Facts. Jat on cart. Yes, sir. Well, you do understand that I'm also a Punjabi Jat, right? And you are insulting me on my own stream. It's okay, I insult Jats myself, bro.
पापा, मुझे इंडो आईटी स्कूल जाना है।
नहीं बेटे, आज नहीं जाना है।
क्यों?
क्योंकि आज संडे है।
ओह नो, मुझे तो इंडो आईटी स्कूल जाना है। यार ये संडे क्यों आ जाता है?
और वहाँ ऐसा क्या है खास? इंडो आईटी ऐसा क्या है खास?
Except people like you, yeah, man. Peak. I mean, this is true though. I mean, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? You fucking stay like 8 hours in the fucking school, man, each day. The most productive hours of your life spent in the school. Right? And then you have to look at the women, of course. Of course you will like the good looking woman. Bro.
Where do you guys pretend to spend the days of vacation?
Max.
Most miserable hours for me.
What do you have plans?
A lot of cardio and a lot of wrist training. No, not what you'd think it is. You're a dirty man.
Okay. Next one.
I take it back, your meme game is getting worse. Oh my god, man. MS Dhoni, man. Would be Pog. Imagine if he does it actually. Just for the giggles.
It ends here. We act like nothing happened.
That's probably for the best. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be here. I wonder if anybody would notice if I just mosey on up out of here.
Goofy! Hiya, pal. Didn't see you there.
Oh, gosh. Oh, hey, Mickey, heck of a barbecue you're throwing here.
Well, you know me. I'll take any excuse to get everybody together. I was just thinking the other day. Golly, wouldn't it be...
Oh, he's so kind and so generous. I am not worthy of such a good friend.
Something wrong, Goof?
Oh, I can't take it. Mickey, I had an affair with your wife. I'm sorry.
Goofy, you talking about?
She's a foul temptress, man. I tried to resist. Of course shall I try, but over these last 2 weeks, I don't know what's came over me.
But Goofy, I've been on holiday for 2 weeks. See?
Huh? Well, if you were there, then who the heck have I been sleeping with?
I know.
Actually good, man.
Oh, would you look at that? Look at these hot dogs. They're burning. Anybody else feel a little hot in here?
Oh, I wondered why you had a penis.
Bro, actually good shit. Okay, some improvement in the meme game. Actually worth my 2 minutes. Man, that's crazy, man. I don't know if it's actually from Pakistan though.
बहुत थक गया मैं सोना चाहता हूँ मैं सोना चाहता हूँ
This is me after coming from work, bro. Actually relatable.
देखिए ये घर की बड़ी बेटियां हल्दी एंजॉय करते हुए वो देखिए घर का बड़ा बेटा हीरा कुर्सियां ढोते हुए हीरा राम राम
बात तो सही है। मैं कहूंगा कि मोदी है तो मुमकिन है। जो आपने कहा बिल्कुल सही है। मोदी जी से ही, उन्हीं की वजह से ही सब बना है जो है आज मैं हूं, उन्हीं की वजह से हूं। तो ये कभी
Oh, dude, real shit, man. You seem to be a big Dhruv Rathi fan, aren't you?
Ma'am, I wrote you a citation for going.
Writing me a ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know who my father is?
Why? Didn't your mother tell you?
Classic one, an old one. But yeah, I think this is more common in India, I guess. See, this is what gaming look like. This is what gaming looks like, man. Rank the movies from today. I think, man, the Mickey one was pretty good, of course. Yeah, the Mickey one was fucking good. The train one was also good, and the fucking REM one was also good. The REM one too, yeah. REM one too. It's pretty fucking good. Peak fiction, yes sir. Peak fucking fiction. See, this is what gaming looks like, bro. Sheesh. It's like a monolith. Everything works with, sits well with everything. Because no electricity, shit, man. How you been? I've been hanging around, bro. I've been hanging around, man. Patients, okay? Nah, man. I actually remember that I have to call 2 patients for tomorrow, man. So I think I'll do it. I'll stay on stream. I'll do it. Wait. I'll fucking call the patients, man. For Friday, not tomorrow, man. I have to do the surgery. I have to call a nail patient to do surgery. You're actually in business, you know? Like, it had to be the worst kind of business where the doctor has to call the patient for surgery, man. Handloom business is so bad these days. Why though? Because people are buying from Amazon. Or, I'm sorry, places. Really depends. Okay. Now who to call, man? Let's see. Call patient number 5, okay. Lipoma face. Okay. 9999968806. Fuck, the mic doesn't pick up the phone, man. Wow, that's pretty amazing.
The person you're calling is not answering.
Not answering.
Please try.
Not answering, man. I have to call a nail patient also. Bro, it's like I have to do a nail surgery, man. I have to look for a person to do nail surgery. I can call a random motherfucker tomorrow and be like, bro, you need a nail surgery. Just because I need to do a surgery. Not because that you need it. Because I need it. I need to do it. Dog surgery fun? Surgery is fun. I could never believe it before, but surgery is fun. I thought I would hate surgery, but now having done quite a few of them, it is fun. Blood for the blood god. Okay. Got people without consequences? Yes. July, Neil, Sebastius. Electricity black, let's go. Yes, sir. Look at this book. Look at this book. This is my patient calling book, my call operator book, where I look at the people that I need to call for the surgery. They basically know people with who need a nail surgery, man. Who I need to call? Finally, a June 28th ingrown toenail, man. For fuck's sake. Call me, I need to increase my PP size. Nah, man. I will call you when you need a castration. A castration, boy. Yep. Dermaroller lateral nail full of vision with matrixectomy. This from a future generation. I need not to plan that. That's your job. Okay. Okay, let's see.
Unavailable.
Nice. Bro, nobody is actually pick. हाँ जी, मैं डॉक्टर शिवांश बोल रहा हूँ पीजीआई चंडीगढ़ से। हाँ जी, आपकी जो सर्जरी प्लान थी ना जून 28 को।
हाँ
जी, वो हम प्रीपोन कर सकते हैं, मतलब अभी आने वाले फ्राइडे को कर सकते हैं।
अच्छा,
करवा लोगे या फिर आपको नहीं सूटेबल है?
और इस वाले फ्राइडे को?
हाँ, बिल्कुल इस वाले मतलब 24।
तो अगर बाद में हो जाए तो बाद में बेटर रहेगा, क्योंकि अभी एक्चुअली कुछ दिन बाद रुक जाए, थोड़ा एक्चुअली मेरे वाइफ की थोड़ा तबीयत खराब हो रखी है ना, तो
नहीं वही बात है, क्योंकि स्लॉट्स भी उसी हिसाब से है ना कि जो टोर सर्जरी का मतलब नेल सर्जरी का स्लॉट है वो कल का ही खाली हुआ है, क्योंकि एक पेशेंट ने मना कर दिया करवाने से, तो इसलिए आपको बुला रहे हैं। चलो आपको बाद में बता देंगे अगर और कोई स्लॉट खाली हो। ठीक है, मैं तो पूछ रहा था, अगर अब नहीं आ सकते तो ठीक है।
तो मैं इसी नंबर पे आपको कॉल कर सकता हूँ दोबारा से?
आप व्हाट्सएप डालिएगा, ठीक है, मैं बता दूंगा। अभी तो मेरी ड्यूटी क्या बोलते हैं 10 दिन और है, तो फिर बाद में कोई और चेंज हो जाएगा, वो आपको उसी हिसाब से नंबर अपडेट हो जाएगा, फ़ोन आपको कर देंगे ऑल। ओके,
परसों वाला फ्राइडे ना सर?
परसों वाला फ्राइडे, हाँ ओके,
अगर मैं परसों फ्राइडे को कराता हूँ तो मुझे रेस्ट कितने दिन का करना चाहिए सर ऐसे?
आपको रेस्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप चल फिर पाओगे, बस ऐसे भागना दौड़ना नहीं।
एक्चुअली होटल इंडस्ट्री में जॉब करता हूँ ना, तो थोड़ा मेरे को वहाँ पे खड़ा रहना पड़ता है काफी देर, तो
नहीं, ज़्यादा कुछ आपको ऐसे बैठने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, कोई रेस्ट की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती, आप चल सकते हो जितना नॉर्मली चलते हो, बट बस हैवी एक्सरसाइजेस नहीं करनी।
ठीक है, एक्सरसाइज वगैरह बंद है।
ओके, तो अगर आ
जाना कर सकता हूँ ना?
क्या?
आना जाना कर सकता हूँ ना?
हाँ, आना जाना कितना भी कर सकते हो।
ठीक है,
ठीक है, तो आपको करवानी है नहीं करवानी?
करवा लेता हूँ।
ठीक है, फिर एक बार आप क्या कीजिए ना, जो आपका ओपीडी कार्ड था उसकी फ़ोटो और जो आपके नेल्स हैं उसकी फ़ोटो भेज दीजिए अभी इस वाले नंबर पे व्हाट्सएप पे।
ठीक है,
ओ,
थैंक यू।
see, this I have to do for like 1 hour every single day, man. Imagine life. This is a nurse's job. Not even a nurse's job. By the way, dog got no nurse. Damn, boy. Don't worry, I'll have a nurse once I get out of the place, man. I'll hire a nurse for all this job. Okay, I'll show you something. Have you heard about Lamy pens? Lamy. I can be your nurse if I get employment. You need to first get a degree of nurse, man. You can take education from PG at Chandigarh if you want to. I'll write a letter of recommendation. I'll write it that this guy will play fucking Wuthering Waves while in class. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend.
Hey there.
But I can't right now, man. Just look it up how to join a nursing course. Saj.
It's Amy with Mindful Art Studio. Kind of very simple, but I do also is throwing away. And then she two lamp I carry me when.
So I ordered one of these pens.
So we uncap our pen.
See, it appears that I keep losing my pens. I'll be your e-nurse. Nah, man, I have an AI for that shit. You know what? You should start using AI tools to improve your productivity. Believe me. You will say, why don't you tell me this before, doc? Like how? Go to YouTube and search how to use AI to boost productivity. It's that simple. You know, people use this Humata, Claude, Opus clips, make clips, and you know, I'll see it. Yeah, a lot of people literally just fucking use Opus clips and they make clips of fucking YouTube videos and sell them. I'm not even kidding. Give me some free yeah, just write it down. Like this one, Humata, for documents, you know, these big fucking documents with a lot of data, like input, output, profit. Lord for, you know, very good for using, like for scanning images and stuff. Opus clips for making clips out of YouTube videos. Framer for making free websites, and Video Translate for literally just putting a translation of videos. There are a few of them. You gotta put the effort, otherwise, yeah, it would be a waste.
It's just like any other.
So yeah, I kept losing my pens, yeah. So I think my stream is going to shut down anytime soon, bro. It's not about electricity, it's actually about fucking voltage. Basement at least, but that's the thing, I don't live in the basement.
You can write with it just totally normally. It's wonderful. I love it. The full 9 yards, right? You can see what that looks like. So you could do that, and that would still save ink for sure. Then it just snaps back in. Or, like me, you might want to have, in my case, a waterproof ink that you can refill. And even change the ink. Let's just change the tip. If you wanted to change the tip, this is a fine, let's say you want to use like a broad or something, you just literally it. So here's my Lamy Safari where I keep my sepia colored ink.
Hello and welcome to this ultimate guide to the Lamy Safari fountain pen. So the Lamy Safari fountain pen is a great budget option. Whether you're interested in sketching or journaling, it's a lot of fun to use and it won't break the bank. So in this episode we're going to be looking at different options for nibs, we're going to be looking at how to fill the pen, and also your options for ink, as well as how to store and clean the pen. So hopefully 15 grams, 14 centimeters long, and yellow, say they're really choices, designed to have a more rounded end, to be a Z. As soon as you use a water-soluble ink, that line work is going to get washed away. So I'm going to show you some samples of that. So here you can see I'm using the Lamy turquoise ink. Now this is water-soluble like all the Lamy inks, and it's one of my favourites. It's a beautiful colour and it's really, really fun for water-soluble sketching, but I also use it for journaling as well. Now you can see here, as soon as I put water on it, it dissolves the ink. Some of the ink that's dried really deep into the fibre.
What the fuck I'm watching, man?
And
the fuck I'm watching, bro? Bro, even chatting with the fucking AI is fun. Banded you banded, but why? Wash it with water? Nah, you don't need to. Apply some MSIS ointment. MSIS ointment. Buy this. Apply this. Two times daily. And then you can use some clean Vaseline instead. after washing the, if you have some pus, then you should wash the pus away. See, it acts as a barrier. You need a barrier, right?
A woman rubbed contaminated skin cream on her face. This is what happened to her brain. BD is a 46-year-old woman presenting to the emergency room with slurred speech and blurred vision. 2 weeks earlier, she was at this same emergency room because her hands had become weak. An intense pins and needles feeling turned them completely numb. Back then, it didn't seem like anything immediately life-threatening was happening to her, but now that she can't see or speak clearly, it means something terrible is happening to her. A few years ago, BD believed that she had problems with blemishes on her skin. To her, these dark spots see or speak clearly. It didn't seem like anything immediately life-threatening was happening to her, but now that she can't see
What the fuck is wrong with these eyes, man? What the fuck?
or speak clearly, it means something terrible is happening
Okay, these are contact lenses, for fuck's sake.
to her. A few years ago, BD believed that she had problems with blemishes on her skin. To her, these dark spots were terrible signs of aging and sun damage, and she had to do something about this before it was too late. A friend had told her about skin lightening cream that helps with this. These contain special ingredients that were ethically sourced from various corners of the world that gently inactivate certain enzymes in the skin to fix and prevent blemishes. These were so effective that access to this cream could only be had through special ordering channels, but BD was in luck. Her friend had contact with the most authoritative source on importing these creams, as she was able to order a large supply and start using them. BD applied this cream to her face twice daily, and the blemishes were going away, but over time she started noticing something was wrong. One evening, BD suddenly emptied her stomach from both ends. When she rinsed out her mouth with water afterwards, a metallic taste pierced into her cheeks. A burning sensation rolled over her tongue, but she really wasn't sure what this was. It didn't hurt, and it would come and go. BD didn't think too much about all of this happening, and she continued to apply the skin lightening cream to her face.
Is that
One day, BD noticed that she
I mean, fuck, what year is it that people actually still use the word boroline? Actually, it's an Ayurvedic fucking cream, man.
kept dropping her.
Lol, me looking for it. Yeah, you can use it. It's probably not going to hurt, thankfully. It may hurt, and actually, I'm not an expert of Ayurvedic topicals. I don't know. I don't give a fuck at this
phone. Originally, she thought that maybe it was just slippery, but a pins and needles feeling in her hands started getting more and more intense. It would wake her up at night. In
It goes any hurts of it, not gonna lie.
emergency
Yeah, well, only a bit.
room, doctors didn't find anything immediately life-threatening. They sent her home and scheduled an appointment. She had trouble speaking because to having blurred vision, unsteady gait, and slurred speech, all in the time span of 2 weeks. The speed of her decline gives them clues as to what's happening, but not
Since
only
birth,
this,
rest in peace.
where this is happening gives them a second set of clues. Clearly, BD's problems are related to her nerves, but where specifically? Her problem is not just some of her nerves, because it devolved into a problem spanning her entire body, from the way that she moves to her senses. This means that there could be something wrong with her brain. But an MRI reveals nothing wrong. There's no visible structural abnormalities. Her brain isn't swelling and folding on itself. It doesn't have anything abnormal growing out of it. She also doesn't have a fever, so this likely isn't an infection like meningitis. When the medical team took a routine blood test, they find that BD is normal. As the days pass, they find that BD would have random, delirious episodes in between long periods of silence where she would sit there and stare into the void. When sounds came out of her mouth, they were just mumbles and screams. One of the new doctors on the team decided to order a blood test, different from the ones that had been done routinely. The final cause of BD's problems that hadn't really been looked through was a toxic one. And when they looked at the results, they find that BD's mercury levels are 1,400 times the upper limit of normal. And this explains
Actually, a good one, bro.
Everything happening
She is facts.
to her, but
That's why
what's
she was going crazy, man.
in her blood is only a part of what's in her body, meaning that there's likely even more mercury that's absorbed into her organs. So, how did she get this much mercury in her blood? This brings us to the idea of absorption. Mercury is a metal. It's the only one that's liquid at room temperature on Earth. In this form, it doesn't absorb into the skin. You'll see that it rolls right off and the bulk fluid doesn't enter the body. This is why you'll hear people say that they touched mercury from a thermometer and they'll ask why they didn't get mercury poisoning. It's because it doesn't absorb into the skin, but rather in this form, sometimes small amounts of vapor can come up from the liquid and get inhaled, and that vapor can cause mercury poisoning. This would be considered elemental mercury poisoning, but it isn't what happened to BD. When the medical team asked her family more about when all of this started, they learned that BD had been using a skin lightening cream 2 times daily for 7 years. And when the medical team saw that it had no ingredients on its label, they contacted the state and the poison center for further instructions. In the laboratory, the public health department analyzed the cream. High levels of mercury were found, but something was wrong. When creams like this have mercury, it's usually in a salt form. Table salt that we add to food is sodium chloride, where sodium is the part that's a metal. But we don't think of sodium really as a metal, because we think of it in the form that floats around in our blood as an electrically charged particle. Instead of sodium, mercury can be the metal in salt. This is the form that you may have heard of in old medicines like a treatment for syphilis. Salt forms like this tend to break up in the body, leaving the metal floating around as a charged particle, ending in mercury poisoning. The mercury found in BD's skin lightening cream was a salt, but it's more complex than that. Instead of just mercury ion as the metal, it was a chemical called methyl mercury. Oil is a mixture of several different hydrocarbons, and this methyl hydrocarbon branch attached to mercury was what BD was rubbing onto her face. This carbon-containing mercury is called an organic mercury. Mercury salt and organic mercury, unlike elemental mercury, absorb through the skin and into the body. So, BD applying this cream to her face every day, twice daily, accumulated mercury in her body, but what was it doing? Mercury is a heavy metal. When elements are heavy, it means that they have a lot of mass. The human body is made almost entirely of 6 elements: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. None of these elements are heavy. They're pretty light. They're not massive, and this means that they're typically stable. But mercury isn't light. It's relatively stable in its elemental form, but that's not the form in BD's body. This mercury has a tendency towards instability, and in order
Yeah, but I can't play it because we are also streaming on YouTube, remember?
to stabilize itself, it's going to interact with parts and structures in the body, and this is where the permanent damage happens. Our physical form is made of proteins, and
I don't know, man. I don't know what the rules.
proteins are chains of 20 different amino acids. Amine referring to nitrogen. They haven't. Cells need to break down chemicals when they're done with them. Brain all those years later, and that it had converted into inorganic mercury, like from the salt form. As the days passed, BD's continuously given the Suxmer in an effort to remove the mercury from her blood. She hadn't used the skin cream for several weeks at this point, but the medical team determined that she needs to be transferred to a hospital that can take better care of her. But why was the mercury in the cream? Well, some skin lightening products utilize mercury. The body uses metal ions for various functions. In normal function, copper ion is used in the enzyme that produces melanin, the substance that produces hair, eye, and skin pigmentation. Mercury competes with this copper ion, and as mercury does, it inactivates the enzyme inhibiting melanin production, resulting in a skin lightening effect. So some of these products already have mercury in them, but normally they have the inorganic salt version. So while BD's product probably was going to have mercury in it, her issue is that the particular jar that she was using was contaminated with organic methylmercury. BD's case is significant because it was the first time that methylmercury was found to be in these skin lightening products that were imported. But even more, the US Food and Drug Administration issued a consumer update to warn that mercury poisoning is now being more commonly linked to skin products, particularly ones that are marketed as anti-aging or skin lightening. These products are often spread by word of mouth, and they may be used to treat age spots, freckles, and blemishes like what BD was looking to do, and teenagers may use these products to help with acne. Sometimes these products will tell you straight up on their label that they contain mercury, but sometimes these words aren't immediately obvious, like when it says calomel, which is a name for mercury chloride, so it's the inorganic salt. Other times, the label doesn't even list any of the ingredients, but in the worst cases, the product is contaminated with ingredients never listed in the first place, which appears to be what happened to BD. In the United States, a federal law requires that ingredients be listed on the label of any cosmetic. When products are imported unlawfully, sometimes they won't have that label, but remember, these skin creams will have dermal absorption. It wouldn't be abnormal for someone to use them and then somehow touch a kitchen countertop or handle food eaten by other members of the household, which would expose them too to mercury, causing a toxic response. And remember, mercury poisoning, especially from the carbon-containing organic mercury, has a delayed onset. By the time one experiences symptoms, it's already too late because it's already absorbed into their body and there's no way to reliably remove what's settled in their organs. Always check the label on cosmetics and always exercise caution with products, especially ones that may have been brought into the country unlawfully. For BD.
Yeah, for BD, she didn't have SM, so she went crazy, man. She actually went crazy, man. Rest in peace, BD. Rest in fucking peace, boy. Let's hear what these motherfuckers doing, man. Why is nobody playing a video game today?
When I first saw the pricing for this 26-liter case, I thought, oh, I guess that's nice. It's probably going to be really cheap, right? But hey, I was wrong. It's actually really, really nice.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, who fucking says that there's a difference between cold and hot water? My parents, they are idiots. Studying the facts, man. Old-minded. Nah, man, that's just being dumb. I don't think even the people in Ayurveda used to say it.
The Asus AP201 is a simple but well-featured 33-liter MATX case. Let's review this and see why this one is a prime candidate for your next MATX.
What the parents taught them. And what do you believe? Do you believe what your parents taught you? Nope. 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 I have become one with my chair at this point. Rest in peace, camera. What the fuck just happened to the camera? What? Until they have birth to me, what?
These days, the smartphone
Check the song in background. Don't play on stream. Okay, let's. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. What's the name? Joker's Cranberry Box. Okay, it's okay. Summarize the video. Summarize is available only for videos with subtitles at this time. Nice. What do I do now, man? That's the thing. What do I fucking do now? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Let's see if Flanair. What the fuck is Flanair? This is Flanair. Man, what's happening to the fucking prices of the game? Senua's Blade, $43.99. Astra Knights of Veda, free to play action RPG. Side scroller.
The full red moon that comes every century. The dark royal tomb gets powerful, and the tree of death will absorb all powers of life.
Shit, damn, boy, look at this bonkers, man. Bro, play it.
In the tower.
DLC coming? Yeah. Probably. That's why I restarted the game. I already done the final boss also. Just so that I can play the DLC again. Try this game out, man. Looks cool. It's free to play.
There's
What's happening with the cam though? It's cool. Yeah, it's the coolest game. NGL. Motherfucker, just download Steam and just search free games. DCS. Imagine even this game is free to play, man. Fucking JF17 Thunder, man. Pathetic. Oh shit, pre-purchase now? And it is about as expensive as the whole game. $23.99, man. Oh, battery dead, yes sir. Dead. Ghost of Pacima. Gotta fucking end the stream because the camera keeps dying, boys. I'll meet you tomorrow, same time.